Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect, episode 115. Today's date is October 3rd, 2021, and I am Duds, or Duds versus known to the rest of the interwebs.
And my name is Jimbo. You may know me as Jimbo Slice 23. Today, we actually have a pretty special guest on with us. Developer from Minecraft Dungeons, Primstar.
Anything
Come on,
works.
Jimbo.
Hello.
Also known as Laura. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
It's good to have you.
Mm-hmm.
Before we start, I guess we'll ask you what it is you do with Mojang and tell us a little about yourself.
I am Laura. I am from Barcelona, but I've been living in Sweden for many, many years now. My Swedish is, questionable, but I can go by. And I'm a game designer in the Minecraft Dungeons team.
Oh, okay.
And I've been there since before release, which has been a lot of fun.
And both me and Jimbo have picked up the game and played. I'm on the last level. I love Minecraft Dungeons. And when we played the beta, me and Jimbo were like, yeah, okay, it's this. And then when I picked it up for the Switch, that's when I've really enjoyed it. I'm super glad you guys ported it there, because having it handheld was such a game changer for me that I could just lay on the couch and play it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I love playing it handheld also. I think Switch is most like the thing that I play mostly right now. So yeah, I really like playing it handheld also. We have the game mostly on everywhere, so we're glad that it's accessible for as many people as possible.
Every session I seem to play of Dungeons, I'm always dying. I restart over my lives. I'm like, man, eventually I'm going to get the hang of this. I'll get in a groove, where everything seems to flow right. And then I'll just go on this death spree. I just can't seem to make it past a certain area.
I was terrible at the game at the beginning, but it eventually clicks, and then, you become like wiser at it, I guess. And like, what enchantments to choose and which weapon to work well with you. So it eventually clicks. I'd say that.
You start using those buffs that you gather. Yeah, I'm starting to get used to those.
Oh, I've got my enchantment set up perfectly, so I can just dive bomb into a crowd of people and just start whacking away.
Nice.
Oh, that's fun.
And like coming out of it, you feel like a superhero.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that's my favorite part too. I like how you can make flashy things happen, and it's very rewarding.
My favorite enchantment is, or what is it called? Not totem, the special tools or whatever. The book one that allows you to explode a radius around you.
Nice.
I don't have that book.
You get it super early in the game, but I still have it on my hotbar because I love it so much.
Yeah, like my favorite ones are like all the simpler early ones, like the artifact, the fireworks arrow is still my favorite one.
I still use that one too.
That's what I use.
But yeah, so we're going to start off with a short segment, basically just saying what we've done this week. We'll go first to kind of give you a general idea of what we're talking about. And then we're going to ask you what you've done this week. And if you can tell us stuff without really getting in trouble and stuff, that'd be awesome.
Don't get in trouble. No.
Yeah, don't get yourself in trouble.
I'll try my best. It should be fine. So,
Jimbo, have you played Minecraft this week? That seems to be a reoccurrence.
I played a little bit of Minecraft this week. Yeah, I've been I'm on a bit of a rut. Haven't been playing too often ever since I lost everything from my computer. But yeah, I got back into the recording studio. I got my editing software up, and I'm working on a pretty big intro. I mentioned it before.
Nice.
I got all the music set, just the atmosphere right, and got some shots and replay mod. Started putting those together, and it's gonna be so cool. It's definitely got to be my best video ever, because I'm gonna take a lot of time to produce this. I've already been.
You've had 4 months, so.
Yeah, it's already been 4 months. I might as well take my time and really work on it.
Yeah, excited to see it.
I also played a little bit of the new snapshot, which we're going to talk about here shortly. First time getting to experience these deep caves in the game, and wow, it's a whole nother world under there.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, once you break into a huge cave, the cave I broke into, it had like a little bit of lush caves, a little bit of what is it? The stalagmites, stalactites.
Oh, pointy dripstone.
Dripstone, yeah.
The dripstone cave. It had a little bit of everything, and it just looks so cool. Looks so big, and you're not overwhelmed with mobs like you would think. So pretty excited to play it when it first comes out. But yeah, the new snapshot is amazing.
Yeah, they're doing such a good job. I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm. So what about you, Duds?
This week I got back into live streaming. I hadn't live streamed in about 2 months, and I said, what the heck? Let's crank it up again. I ended up starting a new season of my own personal world, which has got creative juices just flowing through it. I think I was up till 1:30 last night working on a storage room, and I'm super excited because normally I do these big automated contraptions for storage room, and then this one's a lot smaller. There's nothing automated about it. It's all design work. Like, it's in a basement of the starter house, so I decided to design it as if it was a wine cellar.
Nice.
So it would fit the design a lot easier, and I realized that I needed it to feel dark without actually being dark, because you don't want mobs to spawn and stuff. So I was like, oh, Deep Slate would be perfect for this. Oh wait, I haven't played in this world since 1.15. I now have to go venture and find Deep Slate because I have none. So yeah, that's just kind of where I left off. I got to do that after we get done with the show. But yeah, jumping in an old world and having the creativeness just kind of slap you in the face, it was a good feeling.
It's a good slap.
Yeah.
Good slap.
Good slap in the face.
How about you, Laura? What have you been up to this week?
Oh, it's been a busy week because we're getting ready for Minecraft Live.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always a lot of work. But I'm super excited about it. I'll be in it this year also, which I'm super excited. Yeah, it's going to be good. And we have tons of things to announce and to explain. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it and to see what everyone thinks. And yeah, a lot of surprises.
Yeah, October is basically Christmas for Minecraft players.
Yeah, absolutely. We also announced the spooky fall event coming back, and I think people are very excited. So tons of stuff going on, which is fun.
Well, we had that in the news, but let's talk about it a little bit. Could you explain what exactly SpookyFest is going to entail for Dungeons? Because I want to say there was a free exploring area add-on, and then there was a paid DLC add-on for that.
This year, it is not going to be a full update. It's mainly going to be the event itself, but we are bringing a lot more rewards this year than last year. Last year, you could get one set of gear, so you would get one armor, one melee weapon, one range weapon. This year, you can get a lot more stuff. I don't know if I can say details yet, because maybe our marketing peeps will be cranky about that, but yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot more rewards to be gotten, and I know I've seen already that in the marketing art they already showed the broom, which is my new favorite item. You basically can go around whacking mobs with a broom. So I'm excited about that, and we're having a collaboration with the Bedrock team, and now you can get the armors that you can get for the Dungeons SpookyFest into the Bedrock engine. So that's going to be cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the way Dungeons has reworked the armor system and the weapon system. I think I've always been a big component of custom-looking armor and weapons. And to see all that already in Dungeons, it's like, hey, guys, right here. Here's what you just got to take that stuff and put it in your game now.
Yeah, this is our first attempt at like having cross-game content in that sense. And we're super excited about it, and we want to see what people think and if it works, and how does it feel to have a character that has the same armor in both games. And then, yeah, we'll take it from here, but it's our first shot at it. And yeah.
Just the fact that it's being tried has me super excited. Even though I'm a Java player and this doesn't affect me, the fact that it's being looked at right now means at some point it could be coming towards me, and that has me really excited.
Yeah, we really strive to have very strong collaboration between all the game teams. So we do a lot of work behind the scenes to have the games very aligned. And this is more like a step forward on having games actually align with content at the same time also. So yeah, it's very cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, who wants a sword when you can use a broom?
I mean, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna film so many clips of me whacking things with a broom, like nonstop.
You got to sweep away the competition.
Exactly. I'm so excited.
But let's go ahead and hop into the news because we have a little bit of news. I'm trying to rush through some of our other segments so we can get to the listener comments. You guys gave us a ton of questions to ask. So let's go ahead. We're not going to talk all about the update. We're just going to hit the big points, like some of the changes to 21W39A. They tweaked the peaks to make small mountains look a lot more jagged, which I love. As someone who's done his personal mountain and tried to make it rocky and jaggedy, the fact that they're bringing that in, it's nice. I don't like the little round hills.
It's looking so nice. Like, they're making such a good job with the terrain generation.
Yeah, I agree.
Also in terrain generation, the lone tree in the meadows should 100% spawn with a bee's nest. I did see some videos where it didn't happen all the time yet, but obviously they're probably going to get that fixed, so it does happen 100% of the time.
It's supposed to be 100%?
100% of the time, a lone tree in a meadow, since it only spawns one tree, should have a bee's nest.
Okay.
Zombies can no longer spawn in dripstone caves, but drowned can if there's an aquifer.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, I like that change.
I don't know if that's going to make drown farming easier or not, because right now it is a bit of a pain.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Might be. Yeah. Part of the changes that the team makes to Minecraft are sometimes so unpredictable. I bet that job is so difficult to account for. So we'll see.
Yeah, the big change in this update that I didn't see coming was the change to mob spawning.
Right.
Where now any light level would deter mob spawn. I love that update.
Yeah.
I never saw it coming, but it's a great update.
Yeah, I know. The team had been discussing so much because with bigger caves, the complexity of lighting up a space becomes so much bigger. I think it's a change for the better. It will make things a lot more strategical, and I really like that.
Right.
I think it's a good change.
Yeah, when I was playing and I came into that open cave, it was dark, but it wasn't overwhelmed with mobs everywhere because of that.
Yeah.
Made it a lot more, I don't know, not easier, but a lot better to traverse.
Yeah, I feel it brings a lot of balance to this new big under spaces. So I think it's going to be good for sure.
I got excited because that was one of my first gripes when I heard the caves and cliffs. I go, those caves are huge. We're going to have mobs spawning everywhere.
Yeah.
It's going to be even harder to light stuff up. And within 2 snapshots, it's like, hey, we have a lighting mob spawn change. And I went, yes, it felt like they listened to me.
Also, it is, I think it is a bit of a weird approach to have players have to lit up every single square. I've seen these gigantic builds where they have to put torches all over the place practically. Yeah, and that seemed like that was a bit of a shortcoming. So I think it is a change for the better all across. I think it's going to be good for those type of things also. To not have to overhaul your inventory with torches to make sure your build is safe and sound.
Yeah. But moving on to other quote-unquote lighting effects, they've changed the default brightness to 50. I think it was 70 or 75 before.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, as YouTubers, me and Jimbo probably, at least I know I have my brightness cranked all the way up.
Yeah.
Because when you render to YouTube, it compresses the video file and makes everything a little bit darker. I even have not only the brightness up, but I have a shader pack, the internal shader pack that brightens everything again.
Oh.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Didn't know about that.
Also, it can get so scary when it's so dark.
Right.
Well, the worst part is you're recording something and you fall into a dark cave, and then now you have 30 seconds of black screen footage. But what you saw was you were fighting mobs like crazy and you about died 3 times. So it's oh, that's interesting footage. And then you replay it on YouTube and it's oh, it's a black screen.
It's the best footage you ever got.
And
no one can watch it.
I think we've all done that at least once.
Yeah.
Sadness.
One thing I'm super excited about in this snapshot, though, is they redesigned the potion effects finally. And the way they show up on your screen. So with the new crafting book, which was really cool, it covered all the potion effects. So you couldn't see what you had and how much time left you had. You'd have to close the book to see and then reopen it. Now they've moved it to the right side of the screen, and you can choose between classic and compact. Compact looks really sharp to me. That's probably the one I'm going to be using the most. It's just basically the icons.
Right.
Yeah, you won't get to see the time, though.
Right. You can hover over them, though, and it will tell you what the effect is and how much time you have left.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, probably eventually, like, there come fixes for all of it. Like, usually during snapshots, things are so work in progress, so you never know where things end up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully it is as, like, usable and, like, smooth as possible.
The only thing I can say to maybe help it out is right now that view is only in the inventory screen. So when you open a crafting table, they disappear still. And I think I'd like them to still appear when you're in a crafting table.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's essentially the same GUI for the most part.
Right.
So I think it would be an easy fix and just another nice quality of life improvement.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I think we've gone through all the news. That's the fastest we've gone through the news.
Not too much to talk about for the new snapshot.
There are a lot more advancements added to the game, but in lieu of time, I felt it was better to let you guys explore the advancements on your own.
Yeah, there's 3 new advancements, I think, something like that.
3 or 4. They're fun ones too, which I like.
Yeah.
They don't feel grindy.
Right.
All right, let's go ahead and hop into listener comments because this one is definitely directed to Laura.
All right.
And llynxfyre, they ask, what features other than mobs from Minecraft dungeons do you think would be a good fit for the vanilla game? Could be anything from specific mechanics to weapons. And we just heard you guys are trying out weapons and armor in Bedrock.
Right.
At least visually.
Yeah, exactly. I like when we design new things, like new themes or new features or new mobs for dungeons, we always try to make sure that it fits within the Minecraft universe. We have some masters of the lore, if you will, that always oversee everything, and we make sure that everything is on point. So technically, like a lot of the things that exist in dungeons could exist in vanilla. Like some of our biomes are a completely new take. Like our pumpkin pastures fields, that could totally exist in vanilla if they ever wanted. And the same goes for all the biomes we've adapted. Like we just introduced with the Echoing Void an updated end area and with new biomes and new mobs. So eventually the vanilla team could retrofit that into vanilla. And I know a lot of people are asking, like, when is the end update? And I think...
Oh, yeah.
I'm afraid it's going to become the new meme after the Caves update, but yeah.
Yeah, we've been fending that off. A lot of people were like, well, what's the next update you want? And everyone says end update. And I'm like, I need an inventory update first.
Yeah. I think also, like, the end is not that, not that common of a dimension to visit, at least right now.
Right.
So I think it's fine as it is for the time being. Like, I don't think an update to the end would be the most interesting right now, at least for me.
Right. Even with the Nether, everyone talked about, well, we'll spend more time in the Nether. I found I still just go in, get what I need, and get out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's so many things to explore in the overworld. Like, just thinking about the new terrain generation, there could be so many more interesting things to be done. Like now, they're adjusting like the height of the mountains and the cave structures, but what if you could have like full like riverbeds with like, I don't know, like there's so many things that can be improved.
Right.
So I think the end wouldn't be the most interesting, but yeah.
I feel so good to hear you agreeing with what I've been saying for like the last 3 weeks.
I would like an end update.
Quiet, Jimbo.
I don't know. Let me jump in here for a second. Yeah, I feel like the end it's like a blank slate. Like you could do almost anything to it. And I know when Mojang developers come together, they always think of something that real off the wall, something you just don't think about. And they put it into the game to really, I don't know, throw you for a loop. So real excited to see what they do at the end, whether it's this update or in the future. I know there's, a lot of people are asking for it, so I'm sure they'll touch up on it eventually.
Yeah, I hope it eventually happens. I just think it's not the most pressing.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think a refreshment of the end would be very cool also. And hopefully they add a snarling or two, which is my favorite. So I would love that.
The only thing I would request from the end update is to allow me to hatch the dragon egg and give me a rideable dragon. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm. That would be quite weird, but I like it.
You're pushing it now.
Yeah. Thank you for that, llynxfyre. That comment was from our Discord, and it's the only place you can talk to everyone who works on the show easily. Just take Cass's word for it.
We don't get to answer that?
Answer what?
Us. Me and you. The question. The llynxfyre.
It was intended for Laura.
I know. I had a good answer there.
You realize Carl now has to edit all this out while we're pausing for Cass to do the Discord ad.
Oh, you can keep it in. All right, okay, let's pause.
Is this thing on? I'm Cass, and I'm here to figure out why you have yet to join the Withering Effect Discord. It's a great place to hang out with other Minecraft enthusiasts and the creators of the show. The link to join the Discord is in the show notes.
Thanks again for the Discord ad, Cass, even though Jimbo decided to jump in there.
Now I'm very curious. I want to know what is the feature you would bring from Dungeons to Vanilla?
I'm for the weapons. The dual sickles
Ooh,
are my favorite weapon in the game. I want those in Minecraft so good.
those are so good.
I like the leveling up feature.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, how your character's able to level up. That'd be nice to have in the game. That's what I was going to mention.
Yeah, that's a bit inspired. Like, actually, we got inspired from the Minecraft XP system directly, and then we took it a step further to fit more the dungeon crawler style of game. So it would kind of be a loop around, like a 360.
I was going to say, it felt like a natural progression from vanilla Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried very hard to make the characters still feel very vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Even though like the game was very different in many ways. But so yeah, I think that would be logical.
It is a lot of fun to level up your characters.
Yeah.
But the combat system for me is the most enjoyable about dungeons because right now in Minecraft, the fighting technique is very slow and you have so many hits. The easy fix is to make weapons stronger so you can do less hits.
Right.
But adding like dual wielding weapons so you can get multiple hits in a shorter amount of time is so good.
Yeah, I think it was very important for dungeons to obviously make a very rewarding combat system because the game is so based in combat.
Mm-hmm.
I think on the other hand, for Minecraft, it's such a broad game. It is, you can do anything you want, and I don't think combat is the biggest focus. I know Jens was working on a combat snapshot where people could feedback about that.
That's looking very good too.
Yeah, I know we discuss sometimes about the balance of things and how he can make the system more balanced, and so he's doing a lot of good work there, and I know eventually it will make it.
Awesome.
Well, we were able to elaborate a little bit more on the llynxfyre question.
There you go, Jimbo. You got your...
Yeah. I was just thinking about that last night. I'm like, oh, I got a good one.
Nice.
And then you started reading us to the ad, and I'm like, wait, Mike, I have an answer.
Jimbo's like, I have more than one note this time.
Right. Anyways, each week on the show, we mention the top 3 members who have been earning XP and leveling up by participating in chat, excluding ourselves and our moderators. This week's top 3 Discord members are: third, we have Ender Guy; second, Viper's Tuna; and first, Ski 3012. Join in the chat on Discord and you could be mentioned next week.
Viper's Tuna is a great name.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Always like that.
Love it.
I think Viper's Tuna has actually been a patron of ours since like day one.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So, GG's.
Right.
Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, speaking of Discord, it's the only place you can get involved in our Mending Minecraft vote. This week we ask you to choose between one of 3 structures for us to discuss and improve. Your choices were igloo, obsidian pillars, and desert pyramid.
And the winner of Mending Minecraft this week is Obsidian Pillars by landslide, actually.
Yeah. It is the plainest of all three structures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the igloo had 9 votes, 45 for the obsidian pillars, and 19 for desert pyramid. The obsidian pillars, also known as end spikes, they actually call them end spikes on the wiki I was looking at.
That's a way cooler name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also known as end spikes, obsidian spikes, or obsidian towers, are generated structures in the end that are made of obsidian, of course. End spikes generate naturally the first time the player enters the end, and generate when the ender dragon is respawned. End spikes are composed of obsidian with a single bedrock block and an end crystal on top of each pillar. They have circular forms. 10 pillars generate in a 43 block radius circle around the exit portal in a random order, total of 40,499 obsidian. It's a lot.
That's a lot of obsidian.
The second and third shortest pillars include a cage comprised of 73 iron bars surrounding the end crystal to protect it from projectiles. And that is all I got for the obsidian pillar.
Fixing the obsidian pillars. The first thing is obviously they are the plainest structure I think we've talked about. So better theming would be really cool. Maybe have them actually look like spiky towers. And so if we have crying obsidian now, maybe include some crying obsidian in the design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they've looked the same ever since like the end came to Minecraft.
Yeah, what was it? 1.9 was the last end update where they reworked the dragon fight.
I think you're right.
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot that can be done with the obsidian pinnacle, with the obsidian pillars.
Yeah.
I always resort back to dungeons, but they look way too plain. And I think there's other like gameplay things that could be done with them, like maybe to make them more strategical. Yeah, as we were saying earlier, I don't think the end is the most interesting, but I think this area would be interesting to spice up a little bit for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than just prettying up the pillars, like you could make them into towers that maybe you can climb in and traverse.
Right.
Maybe there's some parkour elements to get to the top. Some players might prefer that because they're not as good with the bow and arrow to shoot the end crystals down.
Yeah, I think like the dragon fight would benefit from being like more diverse, like in the ways you can approach it. I know people use a bed and stuff, which is already mind-boggling to me.
Right.
But yeah.
Another idea I had was maybe have each pillar or sections of pillars represent different parts of the game. So maybe sections of pillars could be designed to represent biomes. Maybe they could be reminiscent of other dungeons and structures in the game.
Yeah.
Maybe they could be booby-trapped. I think these are all easy ways to give a little bit more diversity to the fight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very cool idea.
Yeah, that's kind of all I had, because like I said, the end's a blank slate, and you really could go anywhere. And in this fight, I felt a lot of it was decoration or making the end crystal harder to kill, because a lot of times I go into this fight and I can stand still and just shoot all the end crystals while barely spinning around in a circle and dodging dragon's breath.
Yeah, knowing the team, like if they would redo this area, I think it would end up like very interestingly strange. Because, yeah, as you said, like they always come up with things that are so out of the box and so surprising. And I really like that. So, yeah, I think it would end up being a very weird space. So, yeah, looking forward to whenever that happens. Hopefully sometime.
Yeah, and that main island to me should feel different, because once you get out to the other end islands, everything's so samey. To have that main island be very different would be really nice.
Yeah, that's true.
Jimbo, you got anything? If not, we're going to go ahead and move into our questions.
No, I was looking on the Discord on the discussion about the obsidian pillars. Most of them is what you've already mentioned, different look You maybe use some of the crying obsidian to mix up the obsidian pillars a little bit. That's about it.
All right, so let's hop into what I'm sure 90% of the listeners are here for.
Mm-hmm.
So our first question is, what is the background of the Dungeons team? Are they past vanilla developers, or were they just hired specifically for the dungeon style of game?
Right. That's a very interesting question. I think it's a bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
Usually game developers have very, very diverse and different backgrounds. Some of the members of the team have been at Mojang since the very beginning, practically. Yeah, we have some of the eldest, if you will, most veteran Mojang people in the team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always very nice, and it's always appreciated to have so much seniority. They have so much expertise. Then there's people that jump into the game when it was meant to be a very different thing. It was originally meant to be a 3DS game that was a lot shorter and a lot smaller.
Mm-hmm.
So some people jump in on that. I, for instance, had a background of mobile games. So
right.
I have never worked on a dungeon crawler before. So my background is super different. But yeah, I think I've been enjoying working on the team a lot. So I would say it's a huge mix of people with different backgrounds. And I think that's what makes it very nice.
Awesome.
Nice. So when adding something new into dungeons, like a new mob or location, how much did the vanilla/Java Bedrock team get involved with the development process? This question is from the Meme Bugs.
Yeah, quite a bit actually. We try to make sure that technically everything we put in dungeons could eventually be put into vanilla if they wanted to and felt like it and felt it was appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to make sure that everything we put in the game makes sense within the Minecraft universe as much as possible. So we have a very close connection with the vanilla team. We talk with Agnes and Jens a lot. And now we got a new structure for the design discipline all across the Mojang studios.
Mm-hmm.
So now we can talk to each other a lot more, which means that we can, be inspired by each other and come up with solutions together, which is awesome. So we try our best to stay as in touch as possible.
Which I absolutely love, because while Dungeons doesn't feel like it was specifically made as a Minecraft game, it does feel like a natural progression for a Minecraft game.
Right. Yeah. And we wanted to make sure that it was a very different experience, but that it still felt very Minecraft. So hopefully we hit the mark in there. Yeah, sometimes it's difficult to know.
You have.
I think that's one of the first things we mentioned when we were playing the beta, Duds, is how much it looked like Minecraft and how much they brought in from the game of Minecraft to dungeons.
Yeah, it was. Well, it doesn't feel like a Minecraft game because it's a dungeon scroller game.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's a very different kind of game. It very much nailed the theming of Minecraft easily.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I was being brought into a new world with different looking things, but you could still say, oh, like this is that from Minecraft, just updated, which was awesome. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a block design in dungeons and I went, oh, I want that in the game.
Yeah, many times.
That's awesome to hear. Yeah. We actually build everything in Minecraft. So I think that's partly why we managed to make it feel Minecrafty enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's because we use a in-house version of the Bedrock Minecraft editor, and we customize it to fit our needs. So we are much faster working on it, and then we come up with new block textures and pixel art, and that's how we build the basic terrain on our missions. So I think that helps a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah, nice.
All right. The next question we have is a two-part question. These are from Awesam 2090 or 2399 and our patron Fragile Rock. They ask, what inspired you and the MC Dungeons team for the storyline of the game? And a lot of Minecraft lore is worked out in Dungeons. Should Dungeons be thought of as a standalone world, or is the lore intended to apply to the entirety of the Minecraft franchise?
Right. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, the lore is all connected. Like Minecraft is one universe, and within the universe of Minecraft, there's, vanilla, and then there's dungeons and so on and so forth. So it is one big universe, and we explore different parts of this universe in different games. But yeah, in theory, it's all interconnected. What inspired us? Well, illagers were a very natural enemy within the vanilla world. And actually, illagers was something that was developed at the same time in both games. So while we were developing dungeons, we kickstarted with illagers with crossbows and so on and so forth. And then vanilla released Village and Pillage. So technically, like, that was an inception from the dungeon side of things.
Awesome.
So we've been working in parallel for a very, very long time. And then it just felt natural to have an illager as the main villain of the story, since we wanted it to be more narrative driven. So yeah, the arch-illager just felt like a natural enemy. And then we wanted to have this mystery with the orb of dominance and having this, very intrinsic, hidden evil power in the background. Sounded very interesting to us. And now with the release of our latest DLC, we tied that with the end, which is another, hint to the lore. So I don't know if I can say much more, but yeah.
Well, I'd stop anyway because I haven't gotten to the end DLC yet, so.
Yeah, I like the look of the little arch-illager.
Yeah.
He is adorable.
He really stands apart from all the other ones.
Yeah, I love that it feels so, it's part of the species, if you will, or the mob, but it still feels so unique. I like the arch-illager a lot.
Right. Next question we got from Wanted Robot. Are there any plans for adding completely new locations to dungeons, not based off the vanilla biomes or locations?
Yes.
Oh.
At some point.
I guess we're gonna have to leave it at that.
That's as far as that goes.
Cannot say much more. You'll have to wait a bit longer, but eventually we have a ton of new things in the works. That some of it will be revealed very soon, and some of it will come later. And I am being very vague, but I cannot say much more.
Yeah, I didn't think you could elaborate too much on that.
But from everything we've heard today, the exciting part should be that if it's in dungeons, it's getting talked about being in Bedrock and Java too.
Potentially, like as I said, it is not part of our decision. We just conceptualize things as if they were able to make it to vanilla. That doesn't mean that things will strictly make it, or if you see it in dungeons, it will eventually come to vanilla. It just means that if the vanilla team thinks that some of the things are a good fit for whatever update they're working on, they might consider putting it in. So that's the way we try to see it. For both games, we try to think about, would this be a good fit for the universe in general? So if it's a good fit for the universe, then it potentially can be a good fit for any game. So that's the thought.
The possibilities are unlimited.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Minecraft is such a big, beast. It is so easy. Well, it is not easy to add new things, but you could add technically everything you wanted. So then the challenge is to come up with things that are unique and new and interesting and that serve a purpose. Yeah.
Yeah. You look at the Bedrock vanilla game, Java, it's very much a blank slate. You can paint your own storyline and everything like that. Whereas Dungeons is giving you a storyline, is just your chance to adventure it.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's very different approaches, but hopefully we're adding to the same universe. So.
I've got another 2-part question. These are from Mangos and Kitty Cat 2. They ask, what is your favorite thing about Minecraft Dungeons? And then what is your favorite hostile mob from Minecraft Dungeons?
My favorite thing about Dungeons is the co-op. I really, really love being able to play with friends, both at home and online. Like, it's been so nice to be able to play with the team. We play every week, and I love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a good co-op game that you can play with anybody. It is so easy to pick up and understand, which I think is awesome. And yeah, I have so much fun being able to play with other people. So that's by far my favorite part. My favorite hostile mob. There's so many.
There are a lot.
I love the mushrooms so much. I love the mushrooms super much. They're probably one of my favorite mobs in the Minecraft universe. I love the snarelings.
Mm-hmm.
They look so stupid, and I love that so much. Although the wither, how are they called? Wraith. There you go. I always say it wrong. The wraith are a bit of a pain in the butt. I just really like how much challenge they bring with their soul fires. Bit of everything. What are your favorite enemy mobs?
Well, Carl just hopped in. He says baby gas.
But that's not a hostile mob. That's just a cutie.
Yeah. My favorite is the skull and crossbone guys with the shield and the sword.
Ooh.
Because they're challenged, they kill me every time.
Yeah.
To me, they have such a unique look that I've kind of grown accustomed to. Like, when I see one of those guys around the corner, I get excited because there's usually a pack of 5 of them now.
Nice.
I've always enjoyed those guys.
I didn't get too far into the game, but I did come across the Illusioner, I think it is.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Anything different, I really enjoy. So coming up against a new enemy was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I really like the Illusioner.
I thought it was like the very first level, your boss battle's a cauldron.
Yeah.
It's like,
right.
Who would have thought about that?
Yeah, I actually like the cauldron super much. We accidentally made it a bit too hard.
Yeah, I died many times.
Yeah, I was tasked with one of the first tasks I did in the Dungeons team was to rebalance all the boss fights. And that was my fault. I accidentally made the cauldron a bit harsh, but I also like it. It's like it takes you by surprise. It's so early on.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I feel I have a special place in my heart for the cauldron, but it's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely was one of my favorite fights, even though it was the very first one. And basically because it was so hard, and I prided myself on figuring out that, hey, if you just ran in a circle and then timed your attack into the middle, you could get away with it. And
yeah. That's the thing. Like I tested it out so much, I think I became a bit too used to the strategy. So if you don't find it early on, it can become so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing to have in mind when you design things, is to try to see what other people do. And to try to experience from other perspective, because sometimes you don't realize and you're making things a bit too challenging, but hopefully it's not too bad.
I was a big chicken. I just stayed back and used my arrow till I ran out of arrows. Then I had to come up with a new strategy in which I died, but I did make it eventually.
Nice.
Yeah, my strategy for every boss fight is just keep moving.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
That's all you got to do. Just keep moving and you'll make it through.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Next question we have here is from former guest Prow. They want to know, when will Dungeons see any form of PvP?
We've been asked that quite a bit, and the answer to that is we are currently not investigating or considering PvP. As I said, Dungeons is meant to be a co-op game, and we really like that aspect of it. So we are not planning to work on any PvP as it is right now. So yeah, I think that's the main answer. And I'm sorry because it's disappointing to some people, but we really enjoy that it is mostly a co-op game, and we want to try to keep expanding on that idea and adding more things to make it enjoyable, like by yourself or with your friends. So yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, if you put it in there, I'd just go around smacking Jimbo the entire time and I'd stop playing the game.
I wouldn't have a chance. I'd throw in the towel.
I mean, you can already throw TNT at Jimbo, so, I think that's enough.
Yeah, that'd make it a little quicker.
I think when we were doing the beta live stream, we both blew each other up a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
When we released the game, I remember I had so much fun looking at live streams. And one of the first things I saw was somebody carrying a TNT and saying to their friend, wait over there and catch the TNT. You'll see it's very fun. Throwing the TNT and everyone exploded. And I was like, yep, of course.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say, live streams have to be really awesome for you guys, especially in the beta side, because you can see live what people are doing, how they're playing the game, what needs fixing at the same time, and what's working really well.
Yes, like they help us so much. And it's also with the vanilla team, like, and the snapshots, how they see people interacting with them and playing and live streaming and making review videos. For us, it's the same thing. When we released the beta and we saw people playing and engaging with things, it's like watching it and it's like, that was a bug. Are we tracking that bug? Who is on it? And so we were onto super many things, and we saw what things were still an issue, what things we had fixed, and so on. So it was super helpful. And it's still helpful to see, like, what are the combinations that people use, like what enchantments are the favorite and what weapons are the favorite.
Yeah.
So that's how it helps us balance the game a lot more.
We actually did a live stream when the beta came out. I had a lot of fun.
Nice. I might have been watching you. I don't remember which ones I watched, but I watched it on.
We were supposed to do a stream before the show just to touch up on dungeons. I had a lot of trouble purchasing mine from the main Minecraft screen?
The launcher.
The launcher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't accepting my card, or there's an error or whatever, so I had to buy it for Windows, the Windows 10 version.
Yeah, I heard there's been issues between the Windows Store and the launcher version.
Yeah.
That's not part of my side of the expertise, but yeah, I'm not sure what that's about, but we're looking into it because I know there's been a lot of issues regarding that, and I'm not sure what the problem is.
And now it's available on Steam.
Oh yeah.
Too. That should make it a little easier.
Yeah, so hopefully whoever wants to own it on PC and has been struggling with the Windows Store can now have an easy route. So hopefully that works well.
Right.
I was still able to get it. And I was still able to play it.
That's good.
Speaking of Steam, our next two questions are actually going to be talking about modding the game. This question is from Wanted Robot, and they ask, will you be turning on Steam workshops for Minecraft Dungeons, allowing user-created mods to be installed easy?
The answer is I don't really know. I'm not part of our logistics side of things where we decide on what exactly goes into a release or how do we handle the different platforms where we're part of.
Right.
So I would say for now, no. I don't think there's a plan. Like the Steam release was quite some work. So now we're just tentatively seeing what is working, what is not working, if everything is going well. We've got very positive reviews so far, so we're very happy about that. But the answer is I'm not sure, actually. So I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's going to make the second question really short, too.
Sergi? Osachi?
It's Sergi.
That's hard to pronounce, the last part.
If we've said your name incorrectly, please let us know in the Discord, and we'll try to fix it on the next show.
Right. They ask, do you plan to create tools for creating your own mobs and levels in the future? It's just that sometimes you want to bring something of your own to the game. Yeah,
I know that's been a request because Minecraft is so open with that and so many people can add their own things. The thing is, the Dungeons team is so small. So we try to focus on bringing new content and bringing tools and a space for players to add their own thing would be a lot of work. So we're not focusing on that right now. We're trying to focus on bringing as much content out as we can right now. So yeah, the answer is not right now.
Right.
Okay.
To end on a high note, we got a question from Awesam2399, and they ask, how did you get involved with ClimateReplay?
Yeah. I actually have a meeting with the ClimateReplay group in a bit. But I ended up in ClimateReplay through Corey. Corey is a very strong climate activist, and he decided to create a new organization that tries to spread awareness on climate change and climate-oriented solutions into the gaming community. And I thought that was a very, very cool idea. So I basically just went on a walk with Corey and was like, let me in, please. And he was like, yeah. So yeah, that's how it's been. And we've been working a lot behind the scenes on a lot of cool projects. So hopefully we can explain some more soon. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff happening.
Yeah, we had Corey on the show, and he's very much a chill, cool guy to have on. Love to have him back anytime he wants to be on.
Yeah, I love working with him. I don't get to work with him super much because we're in different game teams, but it's awesome to be able to work with him in this part of our daily life. So that's very nice.
Cool.
All right.
One thing we never really asked was, how much do you play Minecraft, the regular Minecraft vanilla?
Not very much, actually, which is sad, but...
Try to stick to the dungeons.
Yeah, dungeons is part of my job also, so I try to stay as in touch as I can with it.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla, on the other side, we have gaming Fridays at Mojang, so on Fridays afternoon, you can just decide to go and play a game, and a lot of people plays Minecraft together. We have a server that is just for the Mojang employees, and we have like the Dungeons Village and the Core UI Mountain, and like every team has their own area and we play together. But unfortunately, I usually use those afternoons to work because a lot of people play and then I have some time to do stuff. So it's been very busy. So I unfortunately don't play Minecraft as much as I would like to.
Right.
What's a fun thing they do though? Have a little get together.
Yeah, I stay in touch with the game like by talking a lot to the vanilla team. So I know a lot about the game. I just don't get to play it too much.
That's kind of how me and Jimbo get sometimes. People are like, well, have you played this new game? It's like, well, I do so much Minecraft content, I got to stay on Minecraft.
Yeah.
Right.
Try to.
But Dungeons has been absolutely fun to play. And when it first came out, I was a little skeptical because it came out with Minecraft Earth at the same time, or relatively close to the same time period.
Right.
And I wasn't enjoying Earth as much as other people were. So we were kind of on the fence about Dungeons, and then finally a listener decided, hey, here's the beta codes. You guys just try it out, see if you like it. And me and Jimbo played the beta, and we liked the beta. I didn't prefer it so much on PC. I said if I were going to get it, I was going to get it on a console.
Right.
And sure enough, when we found out that you were willing to get on the show, I went, perfect excuse to finally buy it for Switch. I bought it for Switch, and I think for 2 weeks, I just sat and I played it. I didn't do any recording content. Basically, the only thing that was getting done was the podcast. But yeah, I just blew through level after level on Dungeons. It's such an addicting game.
Yeah, once you get going.
Nice. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, I mostly play on PC, but with the controller. Because I think like it's a perfect setup.
It is.
But yeah, now with all the DLC, like I know we're releasing Ultimate Edition and stuff like that. I think that's the best way to play it because it has so much content.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the dimensions, all the levels. Like, yeah, I love having everything. So.
I mean, to put it in perspective, for a couple months, I've been playing it for an hour a day, except for this last week because I started a new job and I've been pretty busy. I still haven't beat the standard game yet. I'm on the last level. So there is so much content there. I haven't even gotten to the DLCs yet.
Right.
Nice.
But Jimbo, if you don't have any last comments, I'm going to have you read us out. Well, me read you out.
Yeah, you got to read first.
But that's going to be it for the show today. I want to say a huge thank you to Laura for being on the show. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Don't forget, you guys can join us in the post show. But I also want to say a huge thank you to our milk level patrons. They are Obney, Chief Big Bear, Croc, Fragile Rock, OB, Stonefigure, and Viperous Tuna. If you too would like to get access to exclusive benefits and hours of extra content each month, please consider joining at patreon.com/The Withering Effect.
And if you like the show, you can share it with all of your friends and on social media. If you listen on Spotify, follow us. Or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. Doing any of these really helps the show reach more listeners. If you'd like to get in contact with us, send an email to podcast@thewitheringeffect.com. Tweet us, leave a voice message, or join our Discord where you can have a chat with everyone who works on the show and fellow listeners. All the links will be in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by Jimbo and myself, but also our digital producer Carl. He helps make sure the show ends up where it should be, and the amazing music you hear in the intro and outro is created by the one and only Decoy. Everyone's social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for getting withers with us. You should probably go drink your milk now. Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.